Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tiny bit different. I thought it would be fun to do a little Q&A, so I asked you some questions in my story on Instagram. And yeah, I thought we would go through them today. So get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, and let's start. Question number 1 is by Magical Malachi, and they asked, when did you get your first Jellycat? Now, my first Jellycat, I usually count this one as my first Jellycat. I didn't start collecting after this one. There were actually 3 years in between before I started to properly collect Jellycats, but technically this one is my first Jellycat, so I'm getting used to calling it that. This adorable little fox. And I got this one in March of 2021. At that point, I didn't know about Jellycat as a brand yet at all. I had seen some Amusables and I thought they were so cute, but at the time, I also didn't want to spend that much money on them. So I've heard of them, but I never really looked into the brand. So this was more like a coincidence, but my boyfriend surprised me with this one at the time, and this one is so adorable. So yeah, my first Jellycat goes all the way back to 2021. This goes right into question number 2. This one is from Ines_N.S. They asked, for how long have you been collecting Jellycats? I started collecting at the beginning of last year. I started properly looking at Jellycats at the end of 2023. And in January, around my birthday, my boyfriend surprised me with my next Jellycat, which then felt more like the first to my collection, and that was the Amusables donut. I love this one so much, and it was so thoughtful of my boyfriend to get this one for me because I have this donut tattoo. I just love donuts, so this was perfect. But yeah, so this was, I think, on the 15th January last year, 2024. So that is when I officially started to collect Jellycats. And yeah, I've been going strong ever since. Okay, next question is by Bronzy3, and I know her from TikTok. She's making great content, so I'm really happy that she actually asked a question for this. But yeah, she asked, how did you get started collecting Jellycats like full time? You're one of my faves. So sweet. Thank you so much. I honestly don't even remember how or why, but I honestly think I started seeing some pictures and videos on social media. That was way before like the whole hype started, like around mid 2024. I started collecting before that, but at the end of 2023, pictures and videos were already popping up here and there, and I think I just saw a few and I just instantly fell in love. And I remembered that I had this little fox actually, but I saw a lot of Amusables, and yeah, that's when I really got into it. And then my boyfriend got me the donut and also the Amusables Cloud and the huge lavender dragon, all very closely around my birthday. And yeah, ever since then I just haven't stopped, and I don't think I ever will, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for this question. KD Crochet 0603 asked, what's your dream Jellycat and what's one Jellycat you don't like the design of? Okay, let's start with the first part of this question. My dream Jellycat, which I'm assuming you mean one that exists that I would love to have in my collection. It's very difficult because there's a lot that I would really love to get, but there's a specific one I thought of when I read this question, and it is one of the giant Jellycats, in particular the gigantic moon or the gigantic cloud. I don't know where I would put that one, or the both of them, but I just need one. The moon was one of my first Jellycats as well, and I just love it so much. I actually know a place that sells the gigantic moon, and I am hoping to get it soon, but we will see. But that is definitely my dream Jellycat. That is one that I would absolutely love in my collection, and I will throw out whatever I need to make space for it. Part 2 of the question, which is a Jellycat design that I don't like? I honestly don't love the Jellycat Jack. I know it's the logo and everything, but I don't know. I'm just the only version, I have said this before, but the only version I would maybe get for my collection, maybe it will happen this year, we shall see, but the only version of Jellycat Jack that I kind of tolerate is the Christmas one. That one is kind of cute because it has the Christmas hat and the scarf, I think. But any other design of him, I honestly don't like. And I'm really sorry because I know he's the mascot and everything, but it's just not my cup of tea. Next up is a question by fienp.rive. I'm so sorry if I pronounce any of this wrong. How did Jellycat invite you? I vividly remember this because they sent me a DM through the Jellycat Friends account, and I was just walking through the city and all of a sudden I get this notification pop up and I was just in shock. I've gotten messages from Jellycat before. They once sent me a keychain, and they also sent me a message when I won one of the Bartholomew Bear birthday boxes. I read the first sentence and it just said something like, "We would love to invite you to Paris." And I was like, excuse me? I was just a complete shock. But yeah, so it was through Instagram DMs actually. Not anything detailed though. I had to send them my email address, and then through email I got all the other informations up to the event. I actually got this DM around a month before the event in Paris. It was torture to keep quiet, but they did request to keep it a secret, and I understood why, of course, because no one even knew yet that the patisserie menu was going to change. Short answer to this question, they sent me a message through the Jelly Friends account on Instagram. And I still can't believe all of this happened. Jellycat Dreams 04 asked, do you go Jellycat hunting or do you order them online? I absolutely love going to local Jellycat shops and looking which ones they have. Unfortunately, there aren't that many close by to me. So very often most of the time I order my Jellycats online, but I also just absolutely love browsing through websites because I'm from Germany and I live in Belgium now. I basically check German, Belgian, French, Dutch, all sorts of websites basically, and there's just so many pages that I probably still haven't discovered, and I just love it so much because I found some amazing things already, and it's basically like shopping, like Jellycat hunting, but online. I do hope to film a Jellycat hunting video next time I go to the 2 local stores that are close by to me, so stay tuned for that. I can't wait to do that. I am a bit nervous because I've never filmed something like that in public before, but I know that you guys love watching stuff like this, and I love watching people go Jellycat hunting, so I think that would just be so much fun. So I'm definitely going to do that at some point. We have another question by fienp.rive. Do you have a photo camera or do you use your iPhone phone camera? I currently use my iPhone camera for my Instagram pictures, and I also use it for filming, like right now. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The camera is really great. I do, however, have a secret. I use the Instagram camera for all my posts because I have found that for some reason it's so clear and the colors are just so nice. I also barely edit my photos. I just turn up the sharpness and the saturation a little bit, but everything else I basically leave the exact same. I don't really do much with my photos, but I use the Instagram camera, which is just surprisingly great. Yeah, I do want to get a camera sometime soon, so I might switch, but ever since I had my account, I've been using this phone camera and I'm pretty happy with it. Next up is another question by JellyDreams04. They asked, do your friends know you're collecting Jellycats? If so, what do they think? My friends know that I'm collecting Jellycats and they love them. One of my best friends was here recently and she walked in and I hadn't updated her on my collection in a while. So she walked in and she was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I actually got her first and second Jellycat. Yeah, I got her 2 Jellycats at different occasions. That's why I was thinking right now. But I actually got her first Jellycat last year. And then we also did an exchange for Christmas. And I think she has like 4 by now. We also went shopping together for Jellycats at one point. So I kind of infected her with the Jellycat disease. But yeah, my friends know and they love them. They absolutely love them. I mean, how could you not? They are just so adorable. If you don't tell your friends about it, obviously you don't have to, but don't feel embarrassed or insecure about it. If this is something you love and you're passionate about it and it's just something that makes you happy, your friends should understand and they should support you if they are your friends, in my opinion. But yeah, I just don't see how there's anything not to love about Jellycats. So yeah, I would definitely share it with my friends if I were you. Okay, Sarah underscore XX235 asked, do you have a least favorite Jellycat from your collection? And this is a difficult question because I can honestly say I love all of my Jellycats. I really do. If I had to pick a least favorite one, it would probably be the Amusables toilet roll. Not because I don't love it. Don't get me wrong, this is one of the most amazing things Jellycat has ever released in my opinion. But if I had to pick one, I would choose this one just because it's not one I would ever cuddle with, not one that I would take with me on vacation. I love it so much, but it's just not like any of the other Jellycats I have. Like, it's not one I would choose to cuddle with for a day or something, but that doesn't mean I don't love it. I really, really love it. So this is technically my least favorite from my collection, but it's not. So I hope this answers your question. I'm sorry. All right, next up we have a third question from fiendp.rive, and the question is, do you search on the internet for secondhand Jellycats? This might be controversial, but I actually really don't like buying secondhand Jellycats. I don't mean to sound spoiled or anything like that, but I just love the feeling of buying a new Jellycat, for having one with tags and just having this experience of getting a brand new plushie just feels so special to me. I do, however, get second-hand Jellycats if they're new with tag, for example. or if there is a rare one that I really, really want and someone is selling it where it's only been up on display, for example, then I would love to buy it. But any used Jellycat or plushie, it's just not something I would love to own. I don't know. I've always been very specific with my plushies ever since I was a child. I literally remember doing this when I was a child. I was in the shop for like an hour just trying to choose my favorite depending on how the face was. If there was anything off, I just didn't like it. So I'm just very specific. So I'm not one for secondhand Jellycats, unfortunately, but I am glad that there's people that buy them because they definitely deserve a second life, and I'm glad people do that, but it's just personally not something for me. Next up is a question by San Shepherd, and they asked, what is your most special find? And to answer this question, I actually got 3 of my Jellycats because I couldn't pick, and honestly there's more than 3 because they all just have a story that's so special. But these 3 in particular were very lucky finds. The first one is one that I found while I was just looking through websites, and I found this one tiny French shop and they just happened to have this, and after I ordered I noticed that the link was gone and it was actually the last one they had. So I was even happier. This is the Amusables Cream Star. Look how cute this one is. I also this one is so funny. I mean, obviously, where else would they place the legs? But this just looks so funny, doesn't it? I love this one so, so much. But yeah, this one, I think this one is retired now. But it also was at the time already. So I was so happy to have found this one because, like I said, I had the moon and I really wanted the star. So yeah, I'm so happy I found this one in a shop. And yeah, at retail price, obviously, because it was a retailer. So I think I paid 30 euros for this one, or 33, I'm not sure anymore, but a very lucky find. The second Jellycat is one that I talked about in my Bashful Bunny video a few days ago. This one was super lucky. I found this a few months ago in another French online shop. It was from a little boutique. The woman was so kind because they actually didn't ship outside France yet, but I told her that I would really love this one and they only had a single one left, and she made an exception and sent this to me to Belgium. And this is the medium Sunshine Bunny, also a color that's retired, and I'm just so happy I have this one. I talked about this in detail in my Bashful Bunny video, so I'm not gonna rant on too much, but this one is just one of the most perfect bunnies I've ever seen. It has the cutest face in my opinion. It's super nicely stuffed, has a little round belly, and yeah, the color is beautiful. So another very lucky find. And last but not least is one of my all-time favorite Jellycats, and I had been looking for this one for such a long time, also for my mom, because she loves this animal and I just really wanted one of these for her and for me. So I was looking for this one for a long time, and then I started talking about it to my best friend who also collects Jellycats. She just happened to find this German page. Not really page, they didn't really have a website, more like a little shop, but they had their list online of items they had in stock, and they had 2 roly-poly giraffes in stock. At retail, must I say, I think it was 45 euros. I'm not sure now, I will check, and if it's wrong, I will blend in the right price. They told me they had 2 left, so I got both for my mom and for me. They sent them to my mom. They usually they didn't even do any shipping. They were just a little local shop in Germany, but I told them for how long I had been looking for this one, and that would mean so much to me if they could send them. So I told them my mom's address, and they were so kind to actually send it to her, and then my mom sent it to me to Belgium. So yeah, this is my roly-poly giraffe. I actually named her Savannah. I love this one so much. So technically this wasn't my find. This was my most special find by my best friend. And I'm so grateful because I wanted her to have one as well. But she said I should get the two for my mom and me. And she's just the sweetest. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just so in love with her. And I also just gave her those ribbons. And how cute is that? I love her so much. So yeah, these are 3 of my lucky finds. There's more, but yeah, these 3 are special, especially this one. And the last question for this video is by Jellycats from Prague, who I got to meet when I went to Paris, and we spent the day together exploring and looking at some sites, and I just had the best time with her. Just wanted to throw that in. But she asked, your dream Jellycat, I know what it is, but others don't. She is talking about something very specific, because when we had the Jellycat dinner with the Jellycat team, they asked us which Jellycat, if we could invent one or if we could pitch an idea, which one we would want them to make. And I said they need to make a chocolate cake, but not just any, no. I showed them a picture. Since you know I also bake a lot, I make this vegan chocolate cake, which honestly is the best chocolate cake recipe you could ever make. This is something my boyfriend can also confirm. He is not vegan, but he says it's the most perfect chocolate cake anyone could ever make. And I'm not saying this because I make it, it's not my recipe. But yeah, I showed the Jellycat team a picture of one of the times I made the cake, and I will insert a picture here. But I told them we need a chocolate cake that looks like that. It needs to have the chocolate drips, buttercream, a swirl. It just needs to be as extra as it can get. And that would be my dream. One person from the Jellycat team said she would give it through. And if there will ever be a Jellycat chocolate cake release, just know it was pitched by me. That is my dream Jellycat. And thank you so much for asking that question. Usually I make it for my boyfriend's birthday, and he also started making it for my birthday now, just because I'm telling you, my boyfriend is a critique when it comes to vegan food usually, but he makes me all the vegan food he can, and he's so supportive. He's amazing. But he doesn't eat vegan food by himself. So when he says that that is the best chocolate cake he's ever had, that truly means something. I'm so sorry I ranted on about chocolate cake now. This was the last question for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun. I know it was a bit different for once, but I thought this would be fun for once. And let me know if you would like to see another one of these videos. If you have a question for me that you would like answered maybe in another Q&A, leave it in the comments below. Also, please give this video a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you like to see more Jellycat content in the future. I already uploaded lots of videos, including my whole collection, and also a video on my experience at the Jellycat event that I got invited to in Paris. Yeah, there's plenty of other content on my channel already, but I'm looking forward to film many more videos and share them on here with you. I also can't wait for the Halloween season and for Christmas to come. It's my favorite time of the year, the next few months, so I really can't wait. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!